That was a gruesome, gruesome injury. It was disgusting. Yeah. It really is. And for ESPN not to re-show it on TV when it happened shows you how bad it was. Now, I saw somebody post it up on Twitter, and then it was forced to be taken down all over Twitter because nobody should watch a player like Nick Chubb get a knee injury like that and have a knee injury like that, and it was very gruesome. But you look at the facts right now for the Cleveland Browns. They did not play well against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did not. And the Pittsburgh Steelers have not looked good. They have not. Both teams have not looked good for the last 2 weeks. I will say this. There are bright spots of DeShaun Watson. I've seen that DeShaun Watson still has it. He has to be more consistent. And now you're going to depend on a guy like Jerome Ford, who I thought looked really, really good when Chubb got hurt. He did. He looked really, really good against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They could not stop him. But is he going to stay healthy? He is not big. He is a small guy, speed guy. And now you bring in Kareem Hunt. And you know Kareem Hunt is going to want his touches. And he's going to want his opportunity to be the number one guy. So this is going to be back and forth with him and Jerome Ford on who's going to win that job. Right now, it will be Jerome Ford unless he gets hurt or he doesn't look good. But it's sad because right now, if you look at the Cleveland Browns, they lost their best player. He's an all-pro running back. He's been one of the top running backs in the league for the last 3 seasons. Go look at his numbers. I thought this year was going to be even more of a breakout season. I could have seen him have 1,600 yards this year, the way he was running the ball. But now, Cleveland is going to have to depend on Kareem Hunt, who they didn't want to sign in the offseason, and Jerome Ford, who's a young kid and still is a little wet behind the ears. And you saw that throughout the preseason when you watch the Browns play in preseason games, because Jerome Ford was on the field a couple of times, and he didn't look good. But over the last 2 games of the season, the first 2 games of the season, especially in game number 2 when he took over for Nick Chubb, he looked good. But there's a lot of questions. You look at right now in their division, the division's wide open. The Bengals are 0-2. Joe Burrow, since he got that contract, has not looked good. That's the facts here. He has not looked good. The Cincinnati Bengals, and I've told everybody before the season started, I don't trust Cincinnati because I don't like their defense. Their defense has looked horrible, okay? In 2 games, they have not looked good. And to be honest, who have they played in the 2 games? They haven't played really good teams. Who did they get beaten by?
The Browns and the Ravens.
The Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens right now are dealing with injuries. They just lost J.K. Dobbins for the season.
And 2 offensive linemen didn't play in that game either.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, they lose one of their best defensive players in the game number 1. And they're going into the season not at 100%. And they have a second-year quarterback that hasn't looked good throughout the preseason and throughout mini camps and even last season.
And they have Deontay Johnson hurt, too.
This is a wide-open division. It really is. It's wide open. Nobody's been good. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, the Bengals, the Browns, they all have looked bad. And we all thought, everybody thought, that this could be the best division in football, the most talented division in football. And now you're watching 4 teams play absolutely horrible football. Kevin Stefanski is on the hot seat.
Of course.
He is on the hot seat. If this team don't make the playoffs this year, he's going to be fired. He had Baker Mayfield. He was there when Baker Mayfield was drafted. Baker's gone. He's the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. By the way, the 2-0 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A team that nobody thought was going to be this good early this season. Nobody, including yours truly. I thought Tampa was going to be horrible. And Baker Mayfield, I don't know what's going on with him. Mike Evans looks like he's the best wide receiver in football right now. And they're running the ball. They're playing defense. Their defense is one of the best in the league right now in the first 2 games. And they're just playing at a high level with Todd Bowles as their coach.
Todd Bowles going for a turnaround in his coaching career.
It's crazy. Nobody would have thought that. And Kevin Stefanski, over the last couple of years, everybody says this guy's a genius when it comes to offense. Besides Nick Chubb, what has stood out to anybody watching Kevin Stefanski and his offense? Nothing. How many wide receivers have they had here since Stefanski's been here? Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, how about Amari Cooper?